All things arise from a singular, boundless act of creation. In nature, everything is alive in its own way. All things are organic and vibrant, leading to the perception that the entire world functions as a living entity. It is a harsh injustice to deny individuals the right to pursue what they believe is beneficial for themselves. And yet, that is precisely what occurs when you react with anger to their perceived missteps. They are attracted to what they believe is beneficial, yet it proves to be detrimental. Then demonstrate that to them. Demonstrate your point to them, rather than succumbing to frustration. Even in the wake of a poor harvest, the act of sowing must continue. Our inner strength, when aligned with nature, responds to circumstances by adapting to what it encounters, to what is achievable. No particular material is required. It follows its own objectives as the situation permits. It transforms challenges into motivation. As flames engulf what could have extinguished a lamp, the material cast upon the blaze is devoured, consumed by the fire, causing it to rise even higher. If anyone can challenge my views, demonstrate where I might be mistaken, or offer a different perspective, I would be more than willing to reconsider my stance. I seek the truth, for the truth has never brought harm to anyone. What truly injures us is the continuation of self-deception and ignorance. Do not labor tirelessly to distinguish yourself through a singular talent, but also refrain from dedicating yourself solely to one area. Aim to attain a clear understanding of everything. Do not abandon any branch of science completely, for science is a singular entity. Do not consider anything beneficial if it leads you to betray trust, abandon your sense of shame, or display hatred, suspicion, ill will, hypocrisy, or a longing for actions best kept in secrecy. By honoring your own intellect, your inner essence, and the respect for its capabilities, you will remain untouched by theatrics, by lamentations, and by the clashing of teeth. There's no requirement for isolation or a multitude of companions. Ultimately, you will find liberation from fear and longing, and the duration of your body's existence will not trouble your mind for even a fleeting second. When the moment arrives for your departure, embrace it with the same grace and honor you would apply to any worthy endeavor. Dedicate yourself to this principle throughout your life, ensuring your mind remains in the proper state, a state befitting a rational and civic-minded individual. What does it matter how much I possess? What you lack holds far greater significance. You've offered your support, and they've accepted it. Yet foolishly, you cling to the hope of receiving more, yearning for acknowledgement of your kindness, seeking a return on your generosity. What is the reason behind this? Some individuals, when they extend a helping hand, often seek an opportunity to collect on that kindness, while others may not actively pursue it, yet they remain conscious of the obligation, viewing it as a debt nonetheless. Yet some fail to do even that. They resemble a vine yielding grapes without seeking anything in return. A horse crossing the finish line, a dog resting after the hunt, a bee with its honey carefully stored, and a person reflecting on the joy of helping others. They remain unperturbed, seamlessly transitioning to the next endeavor, much like the vine that anticipates its fruitful season once more. We ought to embody that, moving with an almost instinctive grace. Indeed, this awareness is inherent in social creatures, as they perceive their actions as social and anticipate that those around them will recognize it as well. While that may be the case, It seems there's a misunderstanding on your part. You may find yourself resembling those individuals I referred to earlier, deceived by seemingly reasonable arguments. However, should you take the time to grasp my point, you will find that concerns about neglecting your social responsibility will dissipate. Life unfolds like a grand performance. The quality of the performance is what truly counts, not the duration. If it doesn't feel right, refrain from proceeding. If it isn't true, refrain from saying it. Allow your intention to unfold. Each night, we ought to hold ourselves accountable. What ailment have I conquered today? What passions are in conflict? What temptation was held at bay? What virtue has been gained? Our vices will diminish on their own if we confront them daily in confession. As the morning light breaks, remind yourself that the individuals you will encounter today may be meddlesome, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and grumpy. They exist in this manner due to their inability to distinguish between good and evil. Yet, I have witnessed the elegance of virtue and the harshness of vice, and I have come to understand that the transgressor shares a kinship with my own essence. Not bound by blood or lineage, yet united in thought, sharing a fragment of the divine essence. Thus, none of them can inflict any pain upon me. I cannot be drawn into negativity, nor can I harbor anger towards my family or anyone else. We are destined to collaborate, akin to the feet, hands, and eyes, much like the two sets of teeth, upper and lower. To hinder one another is contrary to nature. To harbor anger towards another, to sever ties with them, these are barriers. At every turn, in every instant, choices abound. To embrace this occasion with grace, to regard this individual with the respect and consideration they truly deserve, to engage with this idea thoughtfully, ensuring that no irrationality slips through. We must not, like mere followers, trail behind the crowd of beings ahead of us, forging our own path where others tread, not where we are meant to be. When individuals cause you pain, reflect on what benefit or detriment they believed would result from their actions. Grasping this will evoke a sense of compassion instead of indignation or fury. Your understanding of right and wrong might align closely with theirs, in which case you must find it in yourself to forgive them. Your perception of right and wrong might not align with theirs. In such instances, they may be mistaken and warrant your empathy. Is it really that difficult? Act as if under the gaze of another. Regardless of whether you have 3,000 years ahead of you or even 10 times that, keep in mind that you cannot forfeit another life beyond the one you are currently experiencing, nor can you inhabit another life than the one you are gradually letting go of. The longest equates to the same as the shortest. The current moment is uniform for all individuals. The impact of its absence resonates equally for all. It must be evident that merely a fleeting moment is what slips away. For you cannot lose either the past or the future. How can one forfeit something they never possessed? Keep in mind two important points. 1. That all things have perpetually remained unchanged and continue to repeat, rendering it irrelevant whether you witness the same events unfold in a century, 2 centuries, or across an endless expanse of time. Both the longest-lived and those nearing the end. Focus your attention on the tasks at hand. Focus your gaze upon it. Keep in mind that your mission is to embody the essence of a good human being. Recall the expectations that nature places upon humanity. Proceed without delay, and express the truth as you perceive it, yet with compassion, with modesty, devoid of pretense, teetering on the brink of existence and still burdened, still restless, still believing that outside forces can inflict harm, still unkind to others, still failing to recognize the reality that wisdom embodies justice. It is not the individual who possesses little, but rather the one who yearns for more that truly embodies poverty. Indeed, continue to diminish your essence, spirit, yet soon the opportunity for honor will slip away. Each individual is granted a single life. Your supply is nearly depleted. Rather than honoring yourself, you have placed your happiness in the hands of others. During festivals, the Spartans arranged their guests, seating in the shade, while they themselves took their places wherever they pleased. Two elements must be eradicated once and for all: the dread of what may come, coupled with the memories of what has been, holds no sway over me now, for the past is behind me, and the future remains unwritten. Examine the true nature of those whose validation you seek, and delve into the depths of their thoughts and perspectives. In that case, you will understand those who err beyond their control, and you will find no desire for their validation. You will have observed the origins of both their decisions and their behaviors. Those lacking understanding perceive life merely as being or not being, yet the enlightened recognize it as something that surpasses both states, reaching into a realm beyond. This serves as a reflection on the balanced path. In moments when you seek encouragement, reflect on the admirable qualities possessed by those in your midst. This one exudes energy, that one embodies modesty, another radiates generosity, and the list goes on. There is nothing quite as uplifting as witnessing virtues manifest in those around us, as if they are being generously bestowed upon them. It's wise to remember this. We ought to offer what we would wish to receive, with joy, promptness, and without doubt, for there is no elegance in a favor that clings to the hands. An anxious mind, preoccupied with what lies ahead, finds itself in a state of misery. Your capacity to govern your thoughts deserves reverence. It is the sole guardian of your mind against misleading perceptions, which stray from your true essence and that of all rational beings. It is the essence that enables us to be considerate, to care for others, and to yield to a higher power. How to behave? Never out of coercion, from self-interest, without consideration, and with doubts. Keep your thoughts clear and concise, avoiding any extra words or superfluous actions. Allow the essence within you to embody a man, a mature individual, a member of society, a Roman, a leader, assuming his role like a soldier and steadfastly anticipating his summons from existence. Requiring neither vow nor observer, joyfulness thrives independently, drawing strength from within rather than relying on the tranquility offered by others. To stand tall, not merely adjusted. There is nothing more miserable or absurd than to expect calamities. What folly it is to anticipate malevolence before it arrives. Nothing befalls anyone that they cannot withstand. Others experience the same situation, emerging unscathed, either through sheer ignorance or a desire to showcase their resilience. Is wisdom truly so much less potent than ignorance and vanity? Whatever faults we attribute to others, we will inevitably discover within ourselves. When you approach the task with integrity, commitment, enthusiasm, and perseverance. Maintain a focus unclouded by distractions, safeguarding the essence within you as though it could be returned at any instant. Embrace this without fear or expectation, finding fulfillment in your current actions as nature intended. In a state of profound truthfulness, where every word and utterance resonates, your life will be filled with happiness. It is inevitable. All rational beings possess a range of abilities inherent to the essence of rationality itself. This is one of those instances. In the same way that nature navigates every challenge and transforms it to serve its own ends, a rational individual can take each setback and convert it into a resource, utilizing it to reach their objectives. Seek the counsel of your friends in every matter, particularly those that pertain to your own well-being. His advice may prove beneficial when your own self-regard threatens to cloud your judgment. Delve into their thoughts, and you'll uncover the critics that haunt them, as well as the careful scrutiny they apply to their own actions. It is a distinctly human trait to hold affection for others, even in the face of their errors, understanding that they are humans as well. Acting out of ignorance and perhaps against their own desires can empower you. Remember, time is fleeting for us all, and most importantly, that they haven't truly caused you any pain. Your capacity to choose remains untouched. Anticipation stands as the most significant barrier to truly experiencing life. In the eager wait for tomorrow, today slips away unnoticed. Have I contributed to the greater good in a way that allows me to partake in its rewards, keeping my focus on it and not losing hope? A consequence for some, a blessing for others, and for many, a kindness bestowed. A multitude of incense lumps gathered upon the same altar. One falls apart now and another later. Yet it does not matter. Life is the flame that ignites and the sun that illuminates. Life embodies the gusts of wind, the gentle patter of rain, and the resounding thunder that echoes through the heavens. Life embodies matter. It is the essence of the earth, encompassing all that exists and all that does not, reaching into the infinite beyond of eternity. The thoughts of others hold no power over you, nor do the fluctuations of the world beyond your control. Then where lies the detriment to be discovered? Within your ability to perceive it. Cease that behavior, and all will be well. Allow the aspect of yourself that passes judgment to remain silent, even in the face of a body that is pierced, scorched, festering, or ravaged by illness. In other words, it must come to understand that the events that befall all individuals, whether favorable or unfavorable, are devoid of inherent goodness or badness. What occurs in every life, whether lived authentically or otherwise, transcends the boundaries of natural and unnatural. One who fails to act against a crime when able to do so inadvertently fosters its occurrence. It's time to recognize that within you lies a force more potent and extraordinary than the external influences that manipulate your actions. What occupies my mind at this very moment? Apprehension, envy, yearning, emotions akin to those. Pause for a moment and reflect. Do I fear death because it means I can no longer engage in this experience? If an action or statement is deemed suitable, then it is indeed suitable for you. Do not let the remarks and judgments of others deter you. If it feels appropriate to express or act, then it is indeed the correct course for you to take. The rest follow their own guidance. Embrace their own instincts. Stay focused. Continue your journey. Embrace your true self and heed the call of the natural world. Along the path they traverse together. It is more advantageous to overcome our sorrow than to pretend it doesn't exist. The intellect governs the essence of our being. It ought to stay undisturbed by the turmoil of the body, whether tender or fierce. Not engaging with them, but rather creating a barrier and containing those emotions where they belong. As they weave into your thoughts, through the empathetic connection of mind and body, allow yourself to embrace the sensation without resistance. The feeling is instinctive. However, refrain from allowing the mind to engage in judgments, labeling it as good or bad. It is essential to permit a passage of time, for in its unfolding, the truth reveals itself. Without a steady aim in life, one cannot navigate existence in a steady manner. Not beneficial unless a goal is clearly defined. A universal standard for what is deemed good remains elusive, save for a handful of exceptions that resonate with us all. The objective ought to be a shared one, a communal one. By focusing your energies in that direction, your actions will align, and you will find consistency within yourself. Someone harbors disdain for me. That is their issue to contend with. It is my intention to refrain from any actions or words that could be deemed contemptible. Someone harbors animosity towards me. That's their issue to deal with. To be patient and cheerful with everyone, including them, is my aim. Prepared to reveal their error, not out of malice or to flaunt my own restraint, but in a sincere and principled manner. Similar to Phocion, assuming he wasn't merely feigning. We ought to embody that spirit within, ensuring that the gods never witness us harboring anger or resentment. As long as you adhere to your true essence and embrace the unfolding of the world's design, while striving for the well-being of others through every possible avenue, what could possibly bring you harm? One who acts kindly towards another ultimately benefits oneself as well. Your thoughts shape the essence of your mind's quality. The hue of your soul reflects the essence of your thoughts. Infuse it with a stream of reflections such as these. 1. Wherever you choose to navigate your existence, you can certainly craft a fulfilling one. Lives are lived at court, and thus they can be good. 2. Entities are drawn to their destined purpose. What things are drawn to is their objective. The purpose of an entity lies in what serves its advantage. It is quite satisfactory. The essence of a rational being's goodness lies in unselfishness. What we were destined for, that's not a revelation. Keep in mind that humble matters serve the purpose of elevating greater ideals, and those greater ideals exist to uplift one another. Entities possessing consciousness hold a superior status compared to those that lack it, and those adorned with the logos even loftier. All that occurs can be either bearable or unmanageable. If it can be borne, then bear it. Cease your grievances. If it's unbearable, then cease your complaints. The obliteration of you will signify the conclusion of it too. Keep in mind that you have the strength to withstand whatever your mind can frame as bearable by approaching it as something beneficial to you, whether for your own sake or in alignment with your true self. To find peace, simplify your actions, or, to be precise, focus on what truly matters. The logos of a social being demands certain requirements, and in the appropriate manner. This results in a dual sense of fulfillment. To achieve more by doing less, with greater quality. Ultimately, our words and actions hold little significance. By removing it, you will gain additional time and a greater sense of peace. Contemplate at each instant, is this truly essential? However, it is essential to remove any unwarranted assumptions too, to remove the superfluous actions that ensue. Exercise caution around the individual who advocates for passivity, especially when he faces no peril himself. Do not allow the weight of existence to stifle your creativity. Avoid envisioning all the negative outcomes that might arise. Focus on the current circumstances and inquire about the reasons behind this overwhelming discomfort. What is it that makes this so unbearable? Answering this will surely bring you some embarrassment. Remind yourself that neither the past nor the future holds any sway over you. Only the present moment does. Moreover, that can also be reduced. Simply delineate its boundaries. And if your thoughts attempt to assert that they cannot endure, then cast shame upon them. Through challenges, we gain wisdom. Abundance diminishes our gratitude for what is just. The utter insincerity of those who proclaim, "Let me be honest with you." What is the significance of that? It goes without saying. It ought to be clear, inscribed in bold letters across your forehead. Your voice should convey it clearly, apparent in your gaze. As a beloved gazes into your eyes, absorbing the entirety of your narrative in an instant. A candid, genuine individual ought to resemble someone who has an unpleasant odor. Being in the same room with him, you can feel it unmistakably. Yet, insincere simplicity is akin to a dagger thrust from behind. Insincere companionship is truly the most disheartening. Steer clear of it entirely. When you are genuine and sincere, your intentions will be evident in your gaze. It must be clear beyond doubt. Challenges fortify the intellect, just as toil enhances the physique. Experiencing discomfort in your hands and feet is a common occurrence. If you're employing your feet for their intended purpose, and your hands for theirs, it is entirely natural for a human being to experience stress, if he is leading an ordinary human existence. And if it's typical, how can it possibly be harmful? Owning something that is not shared brings no joy. To dispel misleading notions, remind yourself, I possess the strength to guard my spirit against malevolence, desire, and all forms of uncertainty. To perceive reality in its true form and respond accordingly to its inherent value. Do not underestimate this inherent talent. As we delay, life rushes forward. What truly counts is not the weight of your burdens, but the grace with which you carry them. Every event unfolds as it should. Examine it carefully, and the truth will reveal itself. Not merely the correct one in general, but precisely right, as though it had been measured meticulously with precision scales. Continue to observe intently, and let it manifest in your deeds. My word, what characterizes a truly good individual? Stay committed in all your endeavors. One who succumbs to baseless anxieties invites genuine trepidations upon himself. It is not the difficulty of things that holds us back from daring. It is our lack of courage that makes them seem challenging. It hinges entirely on your perspective. You hold the reins. One can easily set aside misunderstandings at their discretion. As one approaches the turning point, a sense of tranquility envelops the surroundings, offering complete peace and a secure harbor. We frequently desire one thing while hoping for something entirely different. Withholding the truth, even from the divine.